Hi. On day 1, there are 100 particles in a lab experiment. On day n, where n is greater than or equal to 2, that means from day 2 onwards, 1 out of every n particles produces another particle. So for example, on day 2, 2 particles will produce 1 particle. For every 2 particles, there will now become 3 particles. On day 3, 3 particles, every 3 particles will produce 1 more particle. So for every 3 particles, now we will have 4 particles on day 3. On day 4, for every 4 particles, there will be 1 more particles. Hence for every 4 particles, there will now become 5 particles on day 4. And this will keep on going till mth day. Now if the total number of particles in the laboratory experiment increases to 1000 on day m. So on day m, the number of particles increases to 1000. Then m is equal to what? Fine. So we have 100 particles on day 1, right? Now what happens on any particular day, on nth day, n particles together produce 1 more particle. So if there were n particles initially, there will be n plus 1 particles now, right? So the ratio of old to the new number of particles will be, or rather ratio of new, if there were n particles earlier, now there will be n plus 1 particles. So the ratio of new number of particles to the old number of particles will be n plus 1 upon n, right? This will be the ratio of the new number of particles to old number of particles on any particular day, on nth day. That's what it is, right? On nth day, the number of particles will become n plus 1 upon n times the number of particles on previous day. So the new number of particles is n plus 1 upon n times the old number of particles. That's what we have. So for example, if there were 100 particles on day 1, what will happen on day 2? On day 2, the number of particles will be n, which becomes 2, 2 plus 1, 3 upon 2 times the number of particles on the previous day, which is the old number for day 2, which was 100. So number of particles on day 2 will become 100 into 3 by 2. Now this is the number of particles at the end of day 2. So what will happen at the end of day 3? At the end of day 3, the number of particles will become 3 plus 1, 4 upon 3. On day 3, n is equal to 3. So at the end of day 3, the number of particles will become 4 by 3 times the number of particles at the beginning of day 3. So 4 by 3 times the number of particles at the beginning of day 3 is same as the number of particles at the end of day 2, right? So this is the number of particles at the beginning of day 3, and this into 4 by 3 will give us the number of particles at the end of day 3. Similarly, at the end of day 4, the number of particles will be n is 4, 4 plus 1, 5 by 4 times. So the number of particles at the end of day 4 becomes 5 by 4 times the number of particles on the previous day, right? And this will keep going on. So by now you must have figured out a pattern. So this is 100 into 3 by 2 into 4 by 3 into 5 by 4. This is an AP. This is also an AP. So on mth day, at the end of mth day, the number of particles will be 3 by 2 into 4 by 3 into 5 by 4, so on till m plus 1 upon m. This is the ratio that will be applicable for the final day. So on mth day, the number of particles will become m plus 1 upon m times. So we'll have numerator 3 into 4 into 5, so on till m plus 1, and the denominator will be 2 into 3 into 4 till m. Now if you see, 3 gets cancelled out, 4 gets cancelled out, 5, so on till m gets cancelled out. So this simplifies to 100 into m plus 1 by 2. This is going to be the number of particles at the end of any mth day. And we want the number of particles to be equal to 1000. Hence 100 into m plus 1 upon 2 is equal to 1000. So 100 factor gets cancelled out. M plus 1 is equal to 2 into 10, 20. Hence m comes out to be 19. So the value of m here is option C, 19. Thank you.